Senior Moments, sponsored by the Empowering Seniors Group on News Talk KVNU, 102 FM and 610 AM.
Good morning. This is the Senior Moments Show. I'm your host, Sid Roeder. I'm here today alone. Bruce and Bryce, that usually do this with me, are not available today. And I'm visiting with Dawn Reed. Good morning, Dawn.
Good morning.
Dawn is the Community Relations Director at Maple Springs Assisted Living Facility here in, that's actually North Logan, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yep.
Yes, North Logan. And let me talk about our sponsor really quick before Dawn and I get to have a little conversation on what goes on at Maple Springs. So our sponsor is the Empowering Seniors Group. That is a group of professionals that has dedicated their time and effort to provide information to seniors, their family member, and really anybody who cares. And Maple Springs actually is a member of the Empowering Seniors Group. We appreciate their support and them being willing to be here today, Dawn, and chat with us.
Yeah, glad to do it.
Awesome. And I'll mention the Empowering Seniors contact information a little later in the show. But it's Christmas time. It's coming closer. So what goes on at Maple Springs?
Well, I love Christmas time at Maple Springs. So one thing that we have like Christmas trees at each of our big entrances, and the facility just looks beautiful, and we get a lot of comments on that. But our staff does like a Secret Santa for our residents. So we each take a couple residents and bring gifts and then distribute those on Christmas Eve. And throughout the holiday season, we generally have a lot of people that come and perform. So we have choirs from a few of the high schools come. There's families that want to come and sing or play their instruments. And so we get a ton of musical performances, which our residents absolutely love. We have our Christmas party for our residents as it gets closer. There's a ton of family visiting. So it's just very lively and bright around the holidays. And I love Christmas music, and so it's playing throughout the building and stuff. So it's just a fun time around Christmas.
Yeah, that sounds great. So I'm assuming you're getting a lot of outside guests too, because this is probably the time that people remember to visit their family members.
Yep. Between Thanksgiving and Christmas, we have a lot of people that come from out of town, and families that fly in from out of state and everything. So yeah, there's a lot of visitors this time of year, and it's so fun to see, our residents like go out to dinner with their families or things like that. It's just, I don't know, it's just such a caring time of year, and it's just fun to see the joy that it brings our residents.
That's awesome. Let's maybe chat a little bit about, because I usually, when I talk to people, I still get that people are confused about what an assisted living facility is. They confuse it with independent. You also have skilled nursing there. So can you maybe, for our listeners that are not familiar with the differences, maybe explain a little bit what kind of, is department's the right term? I don't know.
Yeah, sure.
You have, and what kind of services you provide?
Sure. So independent living is the most independent. We do not have independent living at Maple Springs. There are a couple of other places here in the valley that do have it. So the first step in Maple Springs is assisted living. And so with assisted living, we have CNAs on staff 24/7 that can help people with different cares that they need. We do have a lot of residents that are still very independent, and all the way up to people who are on hospice and are approaching the end of their lives. So we serve a variety of people in assisted living. We also have memory care for those with Alzheimer's and dementia. We have a 15-bed unit, and excuse me, that falls under our assisted living umbrella in terms of like state licensure. So again, we have CNAs 24/7. All of our staff are trained in Alzheimer's and dementia care. So we always have people back in there. And then we also have skilled nursing and rehab. So The rehab portion of our building is, we get a lot of people after they have hip replacements, knee replacements, surgeries, or we have a lot of people that, had a fall at home and just are deconditioned and need to get stronger before they can go home. And then we also have long-term care in our skilled nursing. So for those that need a permanent placement in a nursing home is what it is. So we serve a variety of people and a lot of different needs. One nice thing about Maple Springs, having all of that on one campus, is, if we have somebody in our assisted living that has a surgery and needs rehab, or, has a fall and breaks a hip or something like that, they can do rehab under the same roof. It's different CNA staffing, but, administration is the same, and it's a pretty smooth transition to go from, skilled nursing back to assisted living and things like that. So it's really nice to actually have all of that under one roof when people need it.
So do you feel when seniors come in and as you said, maybe they start off in assisted living and then something happens and they're bedridden and maybe need to go into the skilled nursing, do you feel that is just in mentally easier for them to not have to be in the same facility that they're familiar with?
Yeah, I do think that's helpful. I'm the one that would coordinate the transition either way, because we have people that finish rehab and they decide that they'd like to stay, or they decide it's not safe for them to go home, and so they need to find assisted living. And essentially once they're there, they're on our wait list and they can move over to assisted living once we have an apartment come open. And like you said, vice versa, if somebody becomes bedridden and needs to go to skilled nursing, it is nice because we just coordinate that. The family already knows us, already trusts us, and so it's just nice that we don't have to get other parties involved with that. Yeah.
I'm a little bit curious because I know from some interactions I had with seniors that tried out independent living, and then, some decided that was wonderful and they wanted to stay, and others decided to go back home. Do you see that at assisted living too? Is that people come in and they try it out and then they feel like, no, I'd rather be home longer, and they figure some care out at their home, or does that not happen typically?
Typically, that's not how it goes. We've had a few residents since I've been there. I've been there for about 2.5 years. We've only had a few that say, I think I'm going to go live with my daughter, or, with family of some kind. So usually when people come into assisted living, at least at Maple Springs, they decide to stay.
Okay.
So.
Thanks, Dawn. We're already coming up on our first break here in a hurry. So I do want to mention our sponsor again, which is the Empowering Seniors Group. If you'd like to find out more about the Empowering Seniors, you can do so online at empoweringseniors.info, or you can email us at empoweringseniors.cv@gmail.com, and the CV stands for Cache Valley. And lastly, if you have any suggestions for this show, anyone you would like to see us invite, you can reach me personally at 435-512-6406. This is the Senior Moment Show. We'll take a short break. We'll be right back.
Did you know 1 in 3 people will visit a nursing home? Did you know that once there, they will stay there for an average of 3 years? Did you also know there are insurance options that can help cover this experience? Hi, I'm Tracy Ferris with Blue Water Health Insurance. It's not cheap to stay in a full-fledged nursing home. Long-term care insurance can help you or a loved one get the care they need and deserve. If you wait until you need it, you may be too late. Give me a call at 435-890-8155.
This is Brian Erickson for the Sunshine Minute. Each day, our nurses, CNAs, cooks and servers, housekeepers, laundry staff, music, recreation therapy teams, office staff, receptionists, and many more arrive around the clock. These heroes show up ready and willing to serve and protect our residents and clients. We are so grateful to our dedicated team. On behalf of the Board of Sunshine Terrace Foundation and our community, thank you to all of our employees for keeping us safe. We bring more to life together.
This is Mark Thurston with White Pine Funeral Services. The best time to plan is when you have time to plan. Having a prearranged funeral gives peace of mind for everyone involved. White Pine will customize your final wishes to fit your needs, from a traditional burial to cremation to a custom headstone. White Pine also accepts prearranged plans from other mortuaries, and we will absorb any transfer or revocation fees. No penalty to you. Visit whitepinefunerals.com or come and see us for more information.
White Pine Funeral Services, here when you need us most.
Caring for a loved one is as natural as the weather. But just like the weather, one moment it's sunny and the next you might find yourself in a storm. So when it came time to take care of my dad, I knew I needed help. That's why I chose Maple Springs Senior Living in North Logan. Their people are so caring, so experienced, and that's making all the difference in Dad's life and mine. I can rest easy thanks to Maple Springs in North Logan.
Making every moment matter.
Learn more at maplesprings.living.com.
Welcome back. This is the Senior Moment Show. I'm your host, Sid Roederer. Today, visiting with Dawn Reed. She is the Community Relations Director at Maple Springs in North Logan. Welcome back, Dawn.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
It's so good to have you here. We've been talking about skilled nursing and the assisted living facility, and there's a few questions that came up in my mind during the break about your memory care unit, because I know just from my own family experience that there's probably some safety concerns sometimes with the family members. I know my grandpa walked out of the house in his underwear.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit on how Maple Springs runs their memory care.
Sure. So I had one of my grandmothers was in memory care, not at Maple Springs. It was before Maple Springs was open. So memory care is actually something that's very dear to my heart and that I really care about. I mean, I care about it all, but there's just an extra tender spot in my heart with that. So at Maple Springs, it is a secured unit, so the doors are locked. There's one main entrance into it from our facility, and then we do have an enclosed patio outside that people can go. There's like a sidewalk that kind of winds around in it. There's plants in the summer. We have a pavilion out there to where people can go and sit. We can do activities outside when it's warm enough. So that's kind of fun to have that outside access as well. And a lot of times when people think, oh, it's a locked unit, sometimes they think, so once they go in, they can never come out. And that's not the case at all. I always reassure people of that. Like, for instance, we have a lady right now in memory care. Her family comes and gets her and takes her to the country club for lunch once a week. And another gentleman who his son comes every Wednesday night and takes him to dinner, and then they go shopping on Saturdays and things. So it's not like once you go in, you can never come out. We do have activities in our memory care throughout the day. We have a memory care specialist that is in there Monday through Friday, and then she sets up little activities that the aides can do with our residents over the weekend. One nice thing about having her in there is that she, because some residents, when they come in, it's difficult to find something that they like, but she'll work with them and try to find something that they enjoy doing, and we had one gentleman that came in and he liked to tinker, and he had built a lot of things and stuff like that. So she went and got him, pipes and like a little tools and things like that he could use and that would keep him interested. So, we start Monday through Friday with morning stretch. So seated exercises, working on range of motion, strengthening muscles, and then, have various activities throughout the day. We do a movie in our theater Monday through Friday. We're now going to start doing them on the weekends as well. But we have 3 of our memory care gals that come to the movie every day, and they just love it. So they come out to that. We do usually have a bigger activity once a month, and our residents from memory care will come out to that. We have like a treat social out in our bistro, and they come get treats and things like that. So they not only participate in activities back in memory care, but also out in the building and or out in the rest of the building, I should say, and can go out with families and things like that. So
I'm a little curious on the movies you play, because I know from my grandpa, even when we felt he was getting worse and worse and was losing his speech, I remember when old things would run, an old song or an old movie, everything just came back, and he would all of a sudden, the speech was there, full blown, and he would sing along. So yeah, I wonder what kind of movies you play. Do you play more classic stuff, or do you also play new things? What do you do there? Do you know?
Yeah, I actually choose our movie schedule, so I know very well. Yeah, we do a large variety. We usually have one Western a week, because they love the Westerns. Old musicals, I try to play old movies at least 2 or 3 times a week. Some of them are newer movies. During Christmas, during this month, we have some Hallmark movies and some of the old Christmas movies. It's a Wonderful Life, The Bishop's Wife, Miracle on 34th Street, the original one. So yeah, we do play a lot of old movies and like family feel-good movies, things like that. So we play quite a variety.
Yeah. And maybe let's talk a little bit, if there's any listeners that are not familiar with any of the facilities in town, if somebody is maybe thinking of placing a family member in an assisted living facility, what's the process at Maple Springs? Can people just walk in and get a tour? Do they have to call in and make an appointment? How does that work?
So I am there Monday through Friday, generally 9 to 5. And so people are welcome to walk in for a tour. I have people that call and schedule sometimes. So it's just kind of whatever works for them. But I do recommend that people come and start looking before they actually need to move into a facility, just because our facility, we stay full and we have a wait list. And I know that a lot of the other facilities here in town also stay pretty full. So sometimes we have people come to us in an emergent situation where their parents are starting to need help, or they had a fall and they need help. And in that case, I don't have anything available in assisted living right away. So I really do think it's a good idea for people to come before they're in panic mode, before they're needing something immediately. So, but yeah, I have people that call on the phone. I can email them information. We have on our website to where people can send an inquiry or schedule a tour that way. So, yeah, it's just kind of whatever works for people. I'm there, and if I'm not there, somebody else can do the tour.
So what do you find most common? Do you find seniors are coming to look at the facility with their family, or do you feel that it's more family members maybe starting to visit to kind of see where they feel their seniors are best placed? What do you see?
I would say, I would say we probably see more. It's a little bit more than 50-50. I would say we see a little bit more of the families coming and looking. Often, though, there will be kids and one of the spouses that's coming in is looking for the other spouse, and maybe, eventually they'll think about moving in, but it's mostly for their spouse. But definitely have people come in looking for themselves as well. So we get it all.
Awesome. We're already ramping up here on our next break. When we come back, we'll make sure that Don has a chance to mention the location and the phone number for Maple Springs for anyone that maybe does want to visit and wants to set up an appointment. But again, I would like to mention our sponsor, which is the Empowering Seniors Group. If you'd like to have more information on them, you can find it online. Wow, I'm having a hard time today. At empoweringseniors.info. This is the Senior Moment Show. We'll take a short break. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Reed's Pharmacy in Hiram offers free delivery service 5 days a week, Monday through Friday throughout the valley. Just stay home and they will deliver to you. With 25 different suppliers, they won't have the shortage that others might have. Also, with compounding and many other services, they will be able to serve all your needs. In order to stay safe and help slow the spread, please call Reed's Pharmacy in Hiram at 245-DRUG, and they will take care of you.
It's tough knowing how to care for an aging parent. Mom has always been there for me, but now I need to be there for her. When we found out she needed surgery, I wondered how I could attend to her needs and still be mom to my kids. I was so relieved to learn about transitional rehab at Maple Springs in North Logan. From the nurses to the physical therapists, it was like their whole staff was focused on helping Mom get better. Maple Springs in North Logan was an answer to my prayers.
Learn more at maplespringsnorthlogan.com or call 753-9400.
You have a lot of options when it comes to buying or selling a home. Do you list it online, sell it yourself, or do you have a realtor help? It's a major financial and emotional decision. A realtor is the liaison between buyers and sellers and really helps you navigate complex contracts, deadlines, and disclosures.
Hi, this is Sid Roeder with Achievement Realty. I work for you to get the best outcome for your situation. Let me earn your trust with a free consultation and a free market analysis. Call me today at 512-6406. Then list it, sell it, and move on.
Hi, this is Bruce with Comfort Care. One of the ways we help loved ones stay in their home is by assisting with daily tasks. These may include bathing, meal preparation, medication reminders, and housekeeping. We even help with shopping, transportation, and errands. Most of all, we offer a trusted level of care. Let us help you live your best life possible with Comfort Care. This is Bruce, and you can call me at 754-7676. Comfort Care, 754-7676.
Welcome back. This is the Senior Moment Show. I'm your host, Sid Roeder. Today visiting with Dawn Reed. She is the Community Relations Director at Maple Springs in North Logan. And I promise that when we get back, because we haven't done that yet, that Dawn gets a chance to mention the location for Maple Springs if you don't know where it is, and a phone number if somebody wants to set up an appointment.
Yeah, absolutely. So we are located in North Logan at 350 East, 2200 North, and our phone number is 435-753-9400, and our website is maplespringsLiving.com.
And I know this is probably not a fair question because we've talked a little bit and you've mentioned that there's a wait list for people to come. Do you have a guesstimate where you're at right now, how far out it would be that somebody could actually come and live there?
So our wait list is pretty substantial right now. Lately, I have been telling people that it's probably a year or more to get into Maple Springs. So definitely plan ahead. Come see us, and we could see what we could do for you. But yeah, it is pretty long right now. So.
Yeah. So if anybody is even thinking that might be something that's coming up, it would be a really good time now to start checking it out and seeing if that's a good fit for them. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
Okay. Well, that sounds good. And again, I want to mention that you do take walk-ins every day between 9 and 5. Is that correct?
Monday through Friday. Yep.
Okay. Perfect. Here's one off the wall. I know that some people are really struggling with food and stuff. Is there, if somebody comes and visit, can they buy lunch with your senior citizens to kind of get an impression on how the food is at Maple Springs?
Yeah, they can. If somebody comes in for a tour during meal times, we're happy to feed them if they'd like. In terms of visitors and guests, they are more than welcome to eat with our residents as well. It's $5 per meal per person, and we just ask that people let us know if there's going to be more than 3 or so people, just so that we can, factor that into the number of servings that we make.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Let me think. There was something else we wanted to touch on, and it has just escaped my brain. Can you remember, Dawn?
Staffing.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Staffing. I was going to ask you, because I know one of my daughters used to work at Maple Springs and absolutely loved it. Are you looking for any staff right now?
So right now, our CNA staffing is actually in a really good spot. But we are looking for nurses. So we hire LPNs, RNs, BSNs. So yeah, we're looking for nurses right now. So if you know anybody that's looking for a job, you can send them our way. It really is a good place to work. a very good company to work for. I've really enjoyed my time at Maple Springs.
So is this full-time or part-time positions you're offering here? Do you know?
So I'm not directly involved with the hiring, but if I were to guess, I would think that we're looking for both full-time and part-time.
Okay.
So kind of, I mean, with, being in a university college town, we work with a lot of students and can adjust schedules that way. I know that nurses generally aren't students anymore, but we're used to working with different schedules and being pretty flexible with what people can do. So
that's awesome. So let me do another unfair thing just because I'm in the mood. Is there any, I know you have HIPAA laws and you have to watch out what you say, but is there any story that comes to mind where one of your residents, something you can share and kind of show the experience and the atmosphere at Maple?
Oh, man. That's I'm trying to think. We see so much every day. There's, I guess, things that I love about Maple Springs. I love when families come to me and are just so grateful for the services that we have been able to provide for their loved one. Because so often, I mean, a lot of the tours that I've had lately are people coming from the hospital and saying, my mom fell and broke a hip. She's in the hospital. We don't know what to do. What can you do? I don't even know what you guys offer. I don't know what skilled nursing is. I don't know what any of this is. And I have the opportunity to sit down with them and explain that to them and show them our building, which not only is a beautiful facility, but it has a great feel. And I always tell people, listen to go with your gut. That really means something. But I've had so many families say, you saved us. We didn't have anything to do. We didn't know what to do, and we didn't have family that could just come be here all the time with them. And so we're so grateful for you guys. And that's why, that's why we do what we do, is just to help people who couldn't be safe at home otherwise, and helping out these families that just don't have anywhere else to turn right now. And so it's a very fulfilling job. It's very satisfying to just be helping people and hearing their stories and hearing their wisdom and everything like that. So that's probably the best part of my job, is just the service to people. It's fun.
That's fantastic, Dawn. I appreciate it. We're already coming up to the end of our show, so before we go, I'll give you one more chance to mention the address and the phone number.
Yeah, so we are located at 350 East, 2200 North in North Logan, and our phone number is 435-753-9400, and our website is maplesprings.living.com.
Thank you so much for coming in, Dawn. I think we learned a lot today. This is the Senior Moments Show. Sadly, we're at the end, but we hope you tune in again next week.